Welcome to NBA basketball. I'm Damon Bruce, and we've got it for you here on 2K Sports. Friday Hoops Fest coming up next. It's going to be Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors up against Steve Nash and the Los Angeles Lakers. And now let's get out to Los Angeles to listen to Kevin Harlan with today's broadcast.
It's NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Alongside Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, I'm Kevin Harlan, bringing you what promises to be a very exciting Friday night matchup. Lakers looking to make the most out of their home court advantage here at Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. Now Golden State's starting from Kobe and man of the wings with the big Pau Gasol at the 4. Howard is out there with Nash.
You know, the Warriors had a lot of issues last season, but one area where they continued to improve was their performance against fellow Western Conference foes. They really played well against the West before injuries hit hard down the stretch.
So the Lakers win the tip. The feed now to Kobe. Kicks to Howard. Working on Lee. Fades away. Howard, that's good. Howard's got the first points of the night for the Lakers. And when you have injuries, Steve, to your big players like Bogut and Curry, the West can be downright brutal to you. And I think, Clark, that the Warriors experienced that firsthand.
They found out right away how difficult it can be because in rebuilding mode halfway through the season, that was a challenge.
It's tough.
Hopefully for their fans, it'll pay off this year.
Now here's Nash. Harrison Barnes missing his last shot. Count that one. Nash has got his first points in this one.
Good work turning that into an easy 2-point. He can attack the rim as well as anybody.
Lee dishes to Curry. Pass to Thompson. On the pass to Lee. Working on Howard. 6 to shoot. No good from Lee.
Great close out there, forcing the errant shot.
Well, he made it a tough shot again. He didn't give up on it, and he got a hand up.
Well, you think about the trade that brought Pau Gasol to the Lakers. That's what transformed them into a championship team because he gave them that interior presence, passing ability as a big man, and the complement to Kobe Bryant. He's been a huge factor in L.A.
How's that for an encore after the offensive board?
That's the only way he knows how to do it. Monster stuff.
Oh, he makes life miserable down around the paint for anybody who's trying to box him out.
Here's Curry, following the bucket by the Lakers. Dwight Howard missing his last shot. Thompson, defended by Nash. It's Curry outside. That's good. Curry's got his first 3 points of the game.
Now they finally connect with their fourth shot of the game.
Nash gets to Gasol. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Here's Howard, and he makes good on the layup. Howard's got 6 points.
Well, you're not going to get a more high-quality look than that. Terrific offensive rebound there.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Well, Kevin, I had a chance to catch up with Mark Jackson. Obviously, he has a lot on his plate when it comes to defending against Kobe Bryant. I asked him what he might do, and he said not much. He's one of the league's all-time best scorers, and no matter what you seem to do, he finds ways to get on the scoreboard. Kobe might be seeing a lot of double teams here tonight, guys.
And thank you for that, Doris. Antoine Jameson's checked in for the Lakers. Barnes comes in, Steph Curry. And Howard with the stuff.
How about the nice, exquisite timing on that alley-oop? Well done.
Yeah, two teammates in total sync right there. You're right.
Very harmonic.
Oh, man, it was beautiful. The pass was delivered right to the hoop. Set up that champ.
Over the last 10 years, the Pacific Division has been through its ups and downs, but the Lakers were able to once again win it by simply being too much for their fellow Pacific teams.
Now here is Jack over Nash. Jack's shot is good. First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Nash the pass to Kobe. It's up against Thompson. Fades. And the Lakers take on 2 more. And going back to the Pacific Division, the Clippers improved, but the Lakers still showed who the champs of the division were with another title, Steve.
Yeah, they finished with a 9-5 mark in the Pacific Division. Only Phoenix matched that record. But, some teams in the Pacific are starting to improve, particularly the Clippers. But the Lakers seem to be the team to beat going forward, but that's not going to last forever.
They play the clock right, Steve. They can go 2 for 1.
Yeah, just have to time it right. Make sure you work the clock correctly. You get 2 possessions out of this.
Check. No good. And the Lakers will go the other way with it. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. The shot by Nash. Gets an open look and hits. Nash has got his second bucket.
Boy, it's been a hot shooting first quarter for them so far.
Steve, it's been fun to watch. I mean, the shots are dropping, and it's led to an excellent start.
Landry, a screen on Nash. Feeds it to Rush. Landry with the screen. Rush dishes to Landry. Over Howard. Tries again, and it's good. But hold on, the officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. And indeed, they're going to look at it again. They need to be certain he beat the buzzer.
This is going to be a big decision, guys. I mean, it sure looks from the tape that the shot left his hand just a moment too late.
I don't think there's much question about it. I mean, he did not get that thing off. I'm sure the officials will see that and they'll agree.
Well, the ruling is in, and the call stands. No basket, so no change, Clark, and the scoreboard as we end the quarter.
Smart decision to review the shot. That was indeed very close to being legitimate.
And that does it for the first quarter. Lakers ahead. They lead by 9. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And taking a look at the Lakers' performance here, Clark and Steve, what have they been doing or not doing in the game?
And I thought the defense was key here for this club. They really tightened up and made it difficult on their opponent.
How about the help on the drives and rotations? I mean, they've really been in sync as a unit.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So for the Lakers right now, World Peace is out there with Antawn Jamison. Then it's Steve Blake. Then it's Jody Meeks. And it's Gasol at the pivot spot manning the middle. Shot's good.
Well, the identity of the Warriors was one thing that Mark Jackson wanted to overhaul. He wanted to make them into a tougher defensive team. And they tried, but it wasn't something that was going to happen overnight. They have to augment that plan with some personnel changes as well. And, of course, picking up Andrew Bogut will go a long way towards helping this club become more defensive-minded.
Well, that's why they wanted Bogut, the Warriors, to have a player they can, have a defensive presence inside. He'll have his work cut out for him, though, Clark, I really think.
Yeah, points allowed second worst in the league were the Warriors. Ooh. So getting stops is going to be a big part of their improvement. They're hoping Bogut can provide some of that anchor.
And some changes here for the Lakers. Matt Barnes is checked in for Jamison. Kobe comes in for Meeks. And it's Nash in for Steve Blake. Then for the Warriors, Carl Landry's checked in for Bogut. And it's Rush in for Barnes. And both free throws good for a lead.
Well, he gives them a terrific option whenever they've got the ball because he's mastered a lot of the moves that you need to be a premier scorer down in the low block.
And another thing you see him do a lot and do very well is draw and dish. He brings defenders to him in the low post and then kicks the ball out to the wide-open teammate if he's double-teamed.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burdick. Doris, what do you have?
Well, guys, I think it's accurate to call the Dwight Howard situation a saga, and it has, at least for the moment, calmed down. A trade to the Los Angeles Lakers has now thrust them squarely into the championship picture. First, the acquisition of star point guard Steve Nash, and now the best center in the league. The tough Western Conference just got tougher. Kevin?
The story of the offseason, no question. Thank you, Doris. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Steph Curry.
Gasol's checked in for Jamison. World Peace comes in for Matt Barnes. Jody Meeks, he's checked in for Kobe. And Steve Blake is subbed in for Steve Nash. Then for the Warriors, Andrew Bogut checked in for Biedrich. Barnes comes in for Brandon Rush. And Jarrett Jack is subbed in for Steph Curry. Blake with it, defended by Jack. Meeks dishes to World Peace. Gets the bucket. And the Lakers lead by 7.
Now they've got to offer more resistance inside. Just too many easy buckets in the paint.
Yeah, Steven, that's the top priority for any defense. You got to protect the paint.
Now here is Bogut. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. There's the dish to Lee. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that.
Well, you look at Warriors head coach Mark Jackson. No formal coaching experience before he got the job. He walked straight from the broadcast booth to the bench, but the people in Golden State very excited about his leadership qualities.
And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Well, fellas, a lot of excitement in the Bay Area about the direction of the Golden State Warriors. New ownership, a talented roster, and a new waterfront arena on the horizon. But as far as attracting big-name free agents, there's still work to be done. Point guard Steph Curry said, quote, "We're playing an exciting brand of basketball. We're unselfish, and we have high-character guys on this team. Hopefully, we can start enticing some guys to come play here. But it's a process of convincing the league that this is a winning organization. The reputation we've had in the past is dead. Guys, we'll see."
They certainly seem to be headed in the right direction, Doris, with a good core of talent. Here's Jack after Meta World Peace's bucket. Outside Jack. Passes to Thompson. Rebounded by the Lakers. Gasol's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
And that rebound pushes their margin to +5 on the boards. Solid job on the glass.
Well, it's just part of what they've done here to build this big lead, and it shouldn't be overlooked. I mean, rebounding is a huge part of this game.
Here's Thompson. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Easy call there.
No question about that one. You could hear the impact from where I am.
The Warriors shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. The first free throw is good, so both teams making some changes here. He hits both from the stripe.
Boy, he's knocking them down. No surprise there. He's one of the premier free throw shooters in the league.
And so that's the end of the first half. Lakers lead by 10. And coming up now, it's the Sprint Halftime Show with Damon Bruce. We'll return with the start of the third quarter in just a while.
Now, presented by Sprint.
This is Damon Bruce, ready to bring...
And it's paying off for him and his team. You know, he's taking exactly what the defense has given him, and he's not forced anything.
And that's exactly how you should play the game, in my opinion.
Kicking off the second half, here's Mark Jackson's 5. In the middle, it's David Lee and Andrew Bogut. Thompson and Barnes at the 2 and the 3. And it's Curry in at the point. With the clock winding down, the rebound by Gasol.
Well, it was an eventful season for Pau Gasol a year ago. Almost got traded before the season started for Chris Paul. The NBA rescinded the deal, and Pau then went on to play for the Lakers the remainder of the season, but did not make the All-Star team.
Here's Curry, following the basket by Dwight Howard. Curry with it. He has 7. Here's Barnes. Out to Thompson. Over Kobe. Second chance shot. And again, no good by Golden State.
And offensively, they have yet to hit a shot. Slow start here to the second half.
Nash with it. Picked up by Thompson. Dishes to Gasol. The Lakers working the ball around now. Howard in the post. Working on Lee. Steps back and shoots. Dwight Howard again. Howard's got 12. Going back to Powell last season, it wasn't just the one trade that got overturned. It was constant trade rumors all season long. Remember, Kobe Clark came out and said, either trade him or don't trade him, but don't keep putting his name out there because it's disruptive to the team. He said that halfway through the season. They eventually kept him, of course. I think it weared on everybody, but obviously Clark, it weared on Powell.
Yeah, it did. It had to, man. That's tough. It's hard not to have it wear on you a bit. The Lakers weren't getting a ton of production outside of their big three, and sometimes in a situation like that, it can make sense to trade one of your very good players, but the fact that they were undecided and it didn't happen and it was just kind of hovering didn't do anybody any good.
Timeout called the Lakers.
Well, you look at Steph Curry, lightly recruited out of high school and ended up playing collegiately at Davidson. And, of course, who could forget their amazing run in Curry's sophomore season? Davidson made it all the way to the Elite Eight, losing to the eventual national champion Kansas Jayhawks.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Carl Landry's checked in for Bogut. And it's Rush in for Klay Thompson. Lakers leading by 12. Nash kicks to Kobe. That is good. Kobe's got 6.
And Steph Curry, to his credit, has spent part of his off seasons back on campus at Davidson, finishing his degree in sociology. He stayed close to that team as well, and certainly there's still a bond between Steph Curry and the Davidson community. He had a special few years there as a student athlete, and that's a bond that I think will continue throughout his life.
Well, he's been scoring pretty well on just a few attempts. It might help them out if he was a bit more assertive.
Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. And Kobe, here we go. Good luck. No luck. And it's the Warriors taking it the other way.
The interesting story a year ago with Golden State was promising season ticket holders that they would make the playoffs. And, I thought went overboard a little bit because the Warriors team just wasn't quite talented enough to fulfill that promise. And anytime you put yourself out on a limb like that, it can be dangerous. You're now in a vulnerable spot.
Here's Kobe following the basket by Stephen Curry. And Kobe Bryant again. Kobe's got 8 points.
Slick play right there. He's so resourceful with the ball in his hands.
Curry with it. Guarded now by Nash. Outside Curry. Barnes. Just 5 to shoot. Good luck. And another basket for Golden State. And to be fair, the Warriors were in a position at one point where they had a chance at the playoffs. I'm going back some time now, but the injuries just put them out of contention.
Yeah, it really did. And although it derailed them a bit, it showed the value of depth, something the Warriors wanted to address this offseason. And they still have playoff ambitions because of that.
Gasol drives in. Good. And the Lakers lead by 12.
That's right where they wanted to go with the ball on that possession.
Warriors have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. He kicks to Rush. Back to Curry. He feeds it to Rush. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got his 3rd assist on the night. Now here's Nash. Outside, Kobe. Kobe gets a screen from Gasol. Nash guarded by Curry. Here's Gasol, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And he's got his first free throw of the game.
And as a 78% foul shooter last season, he was pretty steady at the line.
And he makes the first. A big group substitution here for the Lakers. Antoine Jameson's checked in for Howard. Barnes comes in for Meta World Peace. Jody Meeks, he's checked in for Kobe. And Steve Blake is subbed in for Steve Nash. Different look here for the Warriors. Andrew Bogut, he's checked in for Landry. Beadrinch comes in for Lee. Klay Thompson, he's checked in for Barnes. And Jarrett Jack has subbed in for Steph Curry. That one is no good. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Rush the pass to Jack. He dishes it to Thompson. And a great assist by Jack as that one goes in. There's 14 seconds left here in the third quarter. Blake kicks to Gasol. He passes to Blake. The feed to Meeks. Over Thompson. No good on the buzzer beater. And a great show through 3 quarters as we enter the fourth. Who will carry the day? Lakers ahead, up by 9. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter. Next. Lakers leading by 9. So with Gasol on the bench, this is the group Mike Brown has right now. In the backcourt, Steve Blake and Kobe Bryant. Matt Barnes is out there with Antoine Jameson. And it's Howard in at the 5 down low. Now here's Barnes. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
You know, when you think about the history of the Lakers, obviously some phenomenal talent, Jerry West, Magic Johnson. You know, you can talk about the big fella with the sky hook, but Kobe Bryant, I mean, you could make the argument that he is the greatest Laker of all time. Think about that.
Wow. The first one falls. Big thought there, Steve, on Kobe Bryant. I tend to agree, potentially the greatest Laker of all time. Clark, what do you see it?
Well, I'd have to put him right there at the top of the heap. I mean, they've had such a storied history of great players, but Kobe would be, in my mind, at the top of the list.
The Lakers making a switch here. Gasol's checked in. And so he makes both from the line.
You know, the Lakers weren't quite as dominant as they were in 2010-11, but it wasn't because of how they played against the West. They really did a nice job against their conference rivals.
That's good.
They're doing their best to erase the deficit here with some smart passes and some good shooting. I mean, those two things go hand in hand. If you're going to make shots, then the passes have to be on target and on time.
Here's Blake after Carl Landry's bucket. Blake kicks to Barnes. Jameson dishes to Kobe. 6 on the shot clock. Over Thompson. Kobe misses. 32-16 was their end mark of the season against the West. The Lakers certainly showed they can play with every team that was a contender out there, and they were tough, but it just at the end, it just did not come together for them.
Well, nonetheless, winning 2 out of every 3 games you play in conference action is a good recipe for finishing near the top of the standings. The Lakers would have loved to have been that number 1 seed, but they didn't get it. It wasn't because of how they played in the West, though.
It was, I think, that they were the 3rd seed in the Western Conference, as it turned out. Now here is Bogut. From 10 feet out, and he hits the jump shot.
Man, they are both lighting it up here.
Exciting basketball, Steve. I mean, it's been back and forth, each side dropping in points every chance they get.
Timeout called the Lakers.
Boy, how about that scene a year ago when the Warriors decided to retire Chris Mullin's number, and the team owner, was actually presenting Mullin. He was booed during the ceremony. Very ugly scene and very disappointing from the fans, but you have to understand their frustration too. This is a team that has made the playoffs only once in the last couple of decades.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Thanks, Kevin. I got a chance to hear what Mike Brown was saying to the team. He wants to make sure they stay assertive and aggressive on the offensive end, saying, I don't want to sit on this lead. Let's build on it and not give them a chance of coming back. Guys?
Always great to hear from you, Doris. Lee's checked in for the Warriors. And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. Kobe passes to Nash. With the lead pass, here's world peace. There it is. It's Nash picking up the assists. Nash has got 4 assists now tonight. Back to that moment you brought up, Steve. It was a tough scene to watch, and really it just seemed like an opportunity for the fans, I think, Clark to vent more than anything else.
And Kevin, vent they did. But if you're a fan base that has gone through what they have over the past 4 decades, you can empathize with that built-up frustration. Still, it was an unfortunate thing to have happen on what should have been Chris Mullins' night. So far, he hasn't made much of a contribution at the offensive end.
Kicks it to Jack. Fires from deep. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got 4 assists now tonight. Here's Nash. Kobe sets the pick for Nash. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
A temporary lapse of focus from him on that turnover. It's embarrassing, but on occasion it does happen.
And the Warriors making a change here. Barnes is checked in. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. And here is Jack. Pass to Curry. Launches it. Offensive rebound. Lee gets the bucket.
Yeah, he's just embarrassing the defense right now because didn't really need to double clutch there.
The Lakers making a switch here. Howard's checked in. And the Warriors also making a change. Klay Thompson, he's checked in for Jarrett Jack. And the free throw, no good.
If you settle for outside shots like that, you're going to have a hard time.
How about that basketball, fan?
Beautiful.
Wow. Call it hang time and bang time.
Unbelievable.
You got to just shake your head on that one.
That was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Sprite. Timeout called the Warriors. They trail by 6. We've got 1:48 left in the fourth quarter. Jarrett Jack is checked in for Klay Thompson. And Jack kicks to Lee. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Curry can't get it to go.
Shot seems to be a little awry today, just off a fraction. They've got to have him pick it up, though, and soon.
Kobe with the bucket.
He's starting to pick up his game in this half.
1:29 left to play here in the fourth. And there's the pass to Lee. Lee left side. Back to Curry. Rejected by Howard. Now Nash throws up the alley-oop. No good. Nice D from Bogut.
That was almost a highlight reel play, but they couldn't quite sync up.
Here's Jack. Nash with the block. And so it looks like the Warriors will retain possession here. Klay Thompson, he's checked in for the Warriors. Shot from the inbound. Connects. The jumper drops.
Kevin, that's exactly the kind of shot you want off the inbounds play.
The Lakers have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Outside, Kobe. So the first one drops, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And so both free throws are good, and it's an 8-point game. Barnes with it. No good, and tight defense there bothered that shot. And so the Lakers take the win. It was a solid win, Clark.
Yeah, it was, and I think it came down to will more than skill. They went out and got this one.
Well, that'll do it. For Doris Burke, Steve Kerr, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying so long. We'll see you next time. And as we leave, we give you a...